trading on Lightning Network. Here you go. Mike is yours.
Thank you. So, hi everyone, I'm Walter. I'm the CTO and co-founder of Kaleidoswap. And today we're going to talk about sovereign trading on top of the Lightning Network. So yeah, we see some problem today on trading. So centralized exchange have custody of the funds of the user. So we saw a lot of times exchange fell off with user money. So there are some problems there, also highly regulated. Also DeFi on other blockchains have complex UX. Also, some of them are really centralized. So DeFi in general, yeah, is a cool stuff because you can trading in a decentralized way, but probably not on the right platforms. Also, another problem is that now on Lightning, there is a low total value locked. So there are like 4,000 BTC locked on Lightning, and is so much low with respect to other blockchains. And also, for example, some Bitcoin wallets and also Bitcoin trading platform nowadays have bad UX. So we are trying to solve this problem with Kaleidoswap. So Kaleidoswap is a DEX on top of the Lightning Network. And we provide no counterparty risk. So the trading on Kaleidoswap is completely non-custodial. So we don't hold user money, and people can trade with us without having a risk of third party. We have, of course, low transaction costs because there is Lightning fees, and Lightning fees are nowadays really low. You can also trade with no KYC, so there is some pseudonymity in it. And we are using some trading models based on request for quotation and peer-to-peer trading. And we're going to support also multiple assets protocols. So nowadays we started with RGB, but we're going to support also other protocols. We see a lot of opportunity here. So there are $5 trillion volumes in trading in general. We can bring them to the Lightning Network. This will provide a lot of liquidity to Bitcoin itself and also to the Lightning Network. So it will boost a lot the Lightning Network experience and ecosystem. So Kaleidoswap, as I said before, is a decentralized application on top of Bitcoin. So we are using the Bitcoin protocol, the Lightning Network, and RGB protocol. So we are starting with RGB. Because we think that nowadays is the most mature protocol to have assets on top of Lightning. Is also supported by strong institutional like Maffioneg and Tether. So we think nowadays is the best protocol to build on top. But we're going to expand to other protocol like Taproot Assets and Spark. And Arc, when it will come, probably will solve some of the Lightning problems like the liquidity inbound problem and so on. So we think that protocol will be also a good thing to work on. And also the liquid protocol. So we want to be protocol agnostic, but having the Lightning Network as main universal layer. So if you can use Lightning, definitely if there is liquidity, we're going to support it and you can trade on top of it. So basically, our base infrastructure is based on the RGB Lightning node. So this is an open source project. It's a fork of LDK. LDK is one of the main Lightning node infrastructure. So it's based, basically one of the biggest one. And the Maffioneg and Tether team that is basically maintaining this repository forked the repo and implement RGB on top of it. So basically with this Lightning node, you can have the Lightning Network experience, but also having assets on top of it. So basically, you can mint assets and tokens. You can use these assets and put them in a Lightning channel, and so having the Lightning experience with assets on top of it. So after you have, for example, a RGB Lightning channel, so a Lightning channel that not only have Bitcoin, but also assets, you can atomic swap them using the Lightning Network infrastructure. So how it works? Basically, you can make a self-payment by passing through another node. And in this payment, basically, you can send some Bitcoin in some part and receive some assets in the other part. So for example, in this case, there is Alice and Bob. Alice is sending 0.1 BTC and receiving 3,000 USDT in the same payment. So basically, thanks to the HTLC, that is the foundation of the Lightning Network, you can have an atomic swap directly on Lightning by basically making a self-payment. So in this way, Bob received the BTC and Alice received the USDT. So the benefit of this approach is that you have instant settlement because you are using Lightning, so the swap can happen in a few seconds. There is also no front running possible, like for example in Ethereum and other blockchains, the validators can front run you because everything is public, so they can see your transaction, add more fees and so on, and get your trade. And in this way, it's not possible because it's completely private, thanks to the routing ecosystem and the routing onion. So there is an advanced privacy with respect to other blockchains and protocols. So there are fewer trading architecture you can build on top of RGB. Some are custodial, some are not. So for example, you can build an automatic market maker on top of this, but this solution will be custodial because nowadays with RGB protocol it's not possible to create a smart contract for AMM. So you can build, this will be, in my opinion, definitely a simple UX. Also there will be, for example, liquidity because you can bootstrap more prices. Okay, but it also has some problems. So as, let's say, others AMM, you have impermanent loss, high slippage on large trades, and also custody because, of course, it's a custody solution. Then you can, for example, have a centralized order book. These, of course, have some benefits like deep liquidity, fast execution, and so on. Also advanced orders, but it has the main problem of a centralized exchange, so single point of failure, regulatory risk, and custody risk. Then there are the cool parts, so the non-custodial trading experience. So for example, the decentralized order book. This can be, for example, censorship resistant. We are testing this protocol on top of nostr to provide basically a peer-to-peer way for users to trade with us. These, of course, have some benefit, but is also have some trade-off, like complex US. It's really difficult to implement a non-custodial trading with a decentralized order book. So we are trying to solve this problem, but yeah, it's difficult to implement it, also difficult for the user to trade with this protocol. And then we have the request for quotation model that probably, let's say, based on this approach, is the best solution for this because you have no slippage, privacy is preserved because you are trading with a market maker, and you have completely atomic swap in it. And the user also has self-custody of his funds. So the cons of this approach is that it requires market makers and Lightning service providers that provides liquidity to the user. So we can see this as a cons for the user, but from a business point of view is a benefit because you have, let's say, competition of market maker and better prices also. Then there is the free American call option problem that, let's say, is a complex problem in trading that you cannot solve because the maker that is providing the liquidity can decide to not execute the order if, for example, the price change during the swap. But in this case, for example, you can rate the maker as a bad maker, and then people can choose a competitor for that. So how this works? Basically, in Kaleidoswap, we implement this model. So here in the right, you can see the dashboard of the desktop application, where basically you can trade with the market maker, and is based on, let's say, a request for quotation model. So let's imagine Alice as a user of Kaleidoswap, and is a taker in the swap that requests a quote for BTC USDT. So the maker provides the swap, provides the price for the swap. So for example, is asking, giving the price to sell this amount of BTC for USDT. And if, let's say, Alice accepts the price, then the swap can happen, and it's completely atomic. So it's settled via HTC on top of the Lightning network. So the advantages of this approach is there is no slippage, because it's not happening on an MMM. It's, let's say, completely anatomic payments and with the price that you agreed. And this can have also some market maker competition. So a lot of market makers can provide liquidity for different assets, and the users will see better prices here when some liquidity will come. So we are building on top of the RGB Lightning node. We started by building a desktop application, but we are building a complete ecosystem out here. So in the desktop application, you will have some trading dashboard where you can manage your liquidity, manage your Lightning channel, issue assets. So it's a complete experience for the user, but we know that it's difficult as a user experience to download a desktop application. So we are trying to solve this problem by providing other options like a mobile application. We built this rate wallet in an hackathon, and we think that this can solve some of the biggest problem because we think that mobile apps is better for the user to, let's say, use the RGB, make payments, and we also implemented some AI feature like talk to your wallet to make payments and send payments to your friends. We are also creating a web application, browser-based, because with the web application, you can not, let's say, let people trade not only from your main wallet, but also from other platforms. And this web application, at the beginning, it will be custodial, but we are working for having also a non-custodial experience also in the web app. And then a browser extension that can connect the wallet of the user that runs an RGB Lightning node to the web application. So you have a full self-sovereign experience because you run your own Lightning node, and then you can connect your node to the web application where you can trade with, for example, other payers and other market makers. And then an SDK to let other wallet providers to implement and test and swap with our market maker and with our LSP. So basically, we are building a full ecosystem to bootstrap a trading experience on top of the Lightning Network. So this is the platform we launched right now. It's a desktop app. It's live on testnet. We released the 0.2 a few weeks ago. The application is open source. So basically, we will make money by running the LSP and the market maker. You can connect or run RGB Lightning node directly inside the application. You can request Lightning channel so the user can buy a channel, and in the channel it will have also the assets he wants to buy. So basically, by paying in Bitcoin, he will receive the asset he wants directly in a Lightning channel. And after the channel is settled, you can use this channel to pay, for example, to merchant or somewhere else, or start trading with the other peers using that RGB Lightning channel. And we also, the user, of course, can trade the assets. So we have a market maker page, the one that you saw before, where the user can trade. And also, we will implement the decentralized order book in this application. So in the next conference, in Plan B Forum in Lugano, we will announce the new version release that will add some nostr feature like nostr Wallet Connect, and also some improvements in the UX and some bug fixes. So nowadays in RGB there is a good momentum. So for example, RGB announced the 11.1 in July. Also Tether announced that they will launch USDT on top of RGB. Ourselves, we get an investment from precedent investment from Bitfinex Venture and Fulgur Ventures, and also the first bridge between RGB USDT from Ethereum to Bitcoin was born. So it's possible nowadays to use USDT via a bridge, a custodial bridge. So there is a good momentum out there. And we want to follow up and push up this momentum. And a few days ago, we announced some really good thing that is basically the first ever RGB atomic swap on top of the Lightning Network. So basically, this is a good achievement because it proves that the infrastructure is production ready, so you can use the RGB Lightning node to swap assets in an atomic way. This also proves that stablecoins and assets are live on Lightning, and Lightning Network is not only payment infrastructure, but nowadays you can also trade on top of the Lightning Network. So this thing will provide a lot of liquidity on top of the Lightning Network, and if you run a Lightning node, you will get a yield also from the liquidity that will come from trading. Also, there is low hardware requirements. So for example, for the first swap, we used a Raspberry Pi to run the RGB Lightning node. So it was possible to run an RGB Lightning node in a hardware really, let's say, not so big. Also proves that it's completely decentralized. So it followed the Satoshi idea of having a self-sovereign node on your home. So you can own your funds in your node. So this is not possible with Ethereum, for example, or other blockchain out there. So you cannot run your own node in your infrastructure. This provides, of course, as I said before, better yields and native yields on Bitcoin. So if you have Bitcoins and you want to get a yield on top of them, now you can do it by running a node and getting fees, not only for normal Bitcoin payments, but also from the trading. So we think that this will change a lot the Bitcoin finance itself, and it's just the beginning. So get ready to trade on Lightning, and yeah, I mean, it's a good achievement in my opinion. So yeah, we are really proud of it. So thank you very much. Join the finance revolution. If you want to follow our updates, you can scan the QR code. You will find all our social links and everything else. Thank you very much.